Hello, my friends and my colleagues and our audience and friends from all over the world. We love you so much. This is Anna and Susanna.
Hi.
We're coming to you from New York. Oh, wait, we have to say
Charlie.
Charlie has to say hello. Hi, Charlie. Charlie says hello. Charlie has opinions too, you know.
Yes.
Anyway, we're going to talk about today how to be more charismatic and likable.
Okay.
All
That's
right?
interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. So the three things make you more likable: charisma, credibility, and intelligence. Charisma, credibility, and intelligence make you more likable. What do you think about that?
Okay, that makes sense. I think if you be yourself and be genuine, then you will be more likable. Because if you are gonna show your good side to people, because we all try to present ourselves the best way possible, and then if you make an intelligent conversation and don't be judgmental, you will come off as more likable, I think.
Charlie, do you agree with that? What do you think, Charlie? What do you think, Charlie? What do you think? People make their first impression within 7 seconds of meeting you.
See? I think the way you walk in, the way you talk, because if you walk in and you don't say hello, they're going to think you're rude. But if you walk in with a big smile on your face and you say hello, then they're going to be like, oh, this person is nice.
So my concern is this, because I'm thinking of myself, right? Oftentimes I prefer to be in a casual setting and I dress casually, and I always try to dress for the occasion, right? So if I'm going to somewhere special, of course I'm going to wear special things and I'm going to put makeup on, but typically speaking, if I don't have that, then I'm much more casual. So if somebody meets me in a casual setting and they're going to have an impression of me differently than I would have had the impression if they met me in a more official setting.
I think it also depends on how you carry yourself too.
Be genuine. So to be charismatic and likable is to be genuine. I agree.
Yeah, it's true.
If you're fake, people can tell, right?
Yes, right away.
Fake compliments,
fake smiles.
fake smiles,
Yeah.
totally.
Now I smile, now I don't. Now I smile, now I don't. Got it?
So American.
Oh yeah. Especially when people say, "How are you?" But they don't mean it. Like,
Yeah.
They absolutely don't mean it. It's just like a way of saying hello.
Yeah.
How are you? Like, do you really want to know how I am?
Yeah. Not really. That's how they
But
are.
this is what I like about, for example, the Middle Eastern culture. They're really, truly, majority of them are very genuine.
Right.
They like give you a hug. They're touchy.
They're warm, right? They care.
They won't let you go until you have coffee with them or some food. To be charismatic and likable is to think of what you say is a lot less important than how you say it. I agree with that. Very true. For example, I can say, "I love you."
I don't believe you.
Or I can say, "I love you." Right?
Right.
Or I can say, "I trust you." I can say, "I really trust you." Vocal charisma. Your energy is a cue for others. Okay, so that's interesting because if we talk and we're like very tired and we don't want to talk and we're like our voice is low, it's gonna transfer to other people, right? But if we say, "Hi guys, hello, how are you? I'm so excited to see you. I wish you were here. We would have." And I start the voice. Non-verbal stuff matters. So non-verbal does matter. If I sit here and I'm like this or this and like that, probably like, subconsciously tells you, I'm not really interested in you,
or you don't,
or you don't, I don't like you, and I don't want to hear what you have to say, right?
right?
So if I'm like this, and I'm listening, and I'm like, okay, what do you have to say? Also, it's very apparent when you're on a date, actually. You can tell on a date if you're into somebody or not. If you're into somebody, you're like all happy and giggly, and you're leaning in, you're listening. And if you're like not, you don't like them, you're like,
give them the cold face.
yes, give them the cold face. Exactly. So the nonverbal stuff absolutely works. Next is make yourself relatable. Interesting. Now, I know some people who think that the less relatable they are, the better off they are. They think they're like, they have to be up here and they have to be on this pedestal, and anybody who wants to interact with them has to kind of jump through hoops and everything else. So that's one option. And then the other one is to say, make yourself relatable, to be likable. What do you think?
I think if you like share your story with people, then or you share your experiences and you open up to them, then they're gonna like you more because they'll feel like you sharing something with them and they can relate to you and feel more comfortable with you.
That's a great point. It really is. Making yourself relatable. And I think the one way to make yourself relatable is to be open and honest about your imperfections, right? So because people think, they assume, especially like when they think about celebrities, they think, they're perfect. They're not perfect.
Yeah.
They're not perfect. They're just people.
I know, because we always think
I have a
grass is
friend who
greener.
used to say that I always try to remind myself that even celebrities go to the bathroom and poop. But it's true. They do, right?
Everybody.
So, yeah. Make yourself relatable. Open up to people and show them your true self, and have them to recognize the fact that you're achievable. And what you've done is achievable. I think that's what it means to be and make yourself relatable, right?
Yeah.
Embrace your imperfections. I love this one. I already talked about this one. Embrace your imperfections. Charismatic people embrace their imperfections. I just had a discussion about that. I have so many imperfections. Oh my God, I have so many. I'm impatient. I am spontaneous. I have no patience. I don't really like the nitty-gritty. I don't like to do paperwork. I don't like to clean house either. I don't like mundane chores. But guess what? It's okay.
But you don't hide it. You talk about your imperfections.
There's so many things that I'm not perfect at, but it's okay. No one is perfect.
No one. So you just gotta accept your imperfections and just love yourself the way you are.
What else we got here? Okay. Don't be a conversational narcissist. Oh, this one is an interesting one. Don't be a conversational narcissist. You know what do you think that means?
So it means don't always talk about yourself and not let other people talk.
Can you imagine you're at a situation where you're in a social setting, and one person is completely overpowering the conversation. It's all about me,
I can't stand
what I
people
did,
like that.
me. What I did in my house, and my children, and
I can't stand being around people like that. No.
You know what else I can't stand is people who constantly try to elevate themselves by putting other people down.
That's bad too. We don't want those people in our lives.
Millions of dollars and countless jobs. And it's sort of comical how you think that you've made a choice that exempts you from the fashion industry when in fact You're wearing a sweater that was selected for you by the people in this room from a pile of stuff.
So annoyed with that. Really annoyed with that. People don't realize that there's limit to everything. You know, like everything is great in moderation. You know, like too much of anything is bad.
Right.
Even too much honey is bad, right?
Mhm.
Too much of fruit is bad. Like everything in moderation.
True. Very true.
All right. So next one is charismatic people focus on how they can ask the most interesting questions. To me, this means to be charismatic is to engage the other person with you and to ask them interesting questions so they will be engaged with you in answering you and opening up to you. Because everyone loves to talk about themselves,
Yeah, of course.
right? So if I say I, and like I'm total conversational narcissist, as opposed to asking questions saying, what about you? What about your opinion? What do you think? What are your experiences?
It shows that you really are interested in the other person and that you really care and want to get to know them. So that's going to make you more likable and meaning more charismatic.
Let's see what's next. Okay, so now we have how can I get this person to tell me their story, which is similar to what the previous question was, right? So we want to ask interesting questions to let the person in front of us to open up and tell their story, because everyone loves to talk about themselves. So we want to ask questions to let this person to tell their story and actively listen.
Yes, that's another good point. You have to actively listen because we all have a story to tell and everybody's story is
But
unique.
imagine you're telling a story, but then the other person's like glazing his eyes and then or her eyes and over you and like checking out the room and checking out who else is there, and they're like
that
talking
means they're
to you,
not
but they're
listening
not talking
to you.
Yeah. Next one is gosh, don't gossip. Find genuine ways to speak nicely about people. So that's a really great point, by the way. Talk about people's positives, not negatives. But when you do praise somebody, find something real to praise about.
That's true. And don't talk about people behind their back. If you have something to say, you should say it to their face instead of like keeping it inside and then going and like gossiping about it later on.
But gossiping, especially for women, is like almost like second nature.
Yeah,
They
unfortunately.
thrive on
Unfortunately, yes.
Men, not so much. It's interesting.
No, you'll be surprised. Men gossip too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes, they do. You're wrong.
Give me an example.
I can't give you an example without like giving anybody away, but I do know for a fact men gossip too.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to give names, you know. You can just...
That'll be gossiping.
When people see your hands, they rate you as more trustworthy. Use your hands, but appropriately. Okay, so what that means is sometimes it's good to have a slight touch. And you say, I believe you. Thank you so much for coming. I'm so glad to see you. Except don't do it too much, especially when you're opposite sex.
Because then it'll be like flirting. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely, the
touch,
a slight touch can make a big difference, definitely, to become more likable.
Okay, so
everyone remember that. So if you want to be more likable, just a slight touch. Nice to see you. How are you?
See, it made me smile.
Nice to see you. Pat in the back or the arm or something like that. But just make sure you don't go too much, okay? Not too much. Not too much. Just appropriately. Makes a difference. Okay, next is go beyond eye contact. Deep gazing into people's eyes. Try to notice their eye color. Wow. So we'll go like this. Let's see if we can do that. So basically we're talking to each other, but we're really like leaning in and like looking at each other in the eye.
But not staring, I think. Right?
You're trying to see the...
I see. What color are your eyes? Brown?
My, you're so brown.
Okay. So that's it. It says don't go beyond like seeing their eye color.
Well, let's see what it says. It says
Oh no, trying to notice
go
their eye.
beyond eye contact, deep gazing. So we have to gaze deeply.
Gaze and then notice their eye color. But that's it, because then it's going to be translated into flirty if you stare at somebody too much, right? Because if you keep the eye contact for too long, that's going to be translated as, oh, you like me.
Okay. What else we got here? So that's it, I think. Guys, what do you think? Anything else that we're missing that you can come up with that makes us more likable or charismatic? I think the biggest point that I took away from this conversation is, yep, but anyways, be yourself, be confident, be genuinely empathetic,
and be happy.
and want to really think about and learn about other people. I think that's what really makes it charismatic and likable. Okay, ciao. See you next time. Bye. Be yourself. Be genuine. Be interested in other people. Sometimes a little tapping is okay. And
But once they get to know you, right, then they're going to see, like, Charlie doesn't judge. He loves you no matter what. It doesn't matter. You're casual, you're dressed up.